It is push-pull day, so upper body movements today. The first movement in the warm-up will be using a PVC. You can use a band, a broomstick. You're going to open up those chest muscles, getting those shoulders loose. One of my favorite ones to do. That is the first movement of the warm-up. There's 3 movements of the warm-up. So PVC pass-through is the first one. Then you're going to go into the second movement, which is going to be hand release push-ups. So you'll get on the floor. You'll go all the way down. Release your hands off the floor. You can do a press above your head as well for more mobility. Push up, all the way back down. Push above your head or reach above your head like so. And you can peel yourself off the floor if you need to, all the way down, reach overhead. That is your hand release push-up. And then you're going to do a bench row to fly with lighter dumbbells. You're going to stay in a hinge position, pull those weights back to your hips, and then open up those arms for a fly. So bent row, your wrists are underneath your shoulders, pulling back to your hips, squeeze those shoulder blades, and then open up those arms. You're alternating between a row and a fly in that last movement of the warm-up. Those 3 movements, you're going to do 3 rounds through for 45 seconds. And then jumping into the workout portion, there's going to be 2 sections of the strength portion. Use the weight that's challenging for you. The last 3 reps of, like, let's say a set of 10 should be a challenge for you. So you want to make sure you're using heavy enough weight that challenges you on that. The first 3 movements of this workout are push-ups, alternating shoulder press, and bent fly. So the first movement, you can do push-ups on a dumbbell, on a bench. The goal is to go controlled, full range of motion all the way down. Elbows are 45 degrees, so slightly to your side, all the way down, and then back up. You can, again, elevate yourself on a bench. You're going to do the same thing, but you want to go chest to floor, chest to your target, whatever that looks like. If it's a bench, if it's dumbbells, you want to go all the way down, all the way up with your elbows 45 degrees to your side, like so. And shoulders are down, away from your ears. Push-ups, and then you're alternating strict press. So you can do shoulder press, alternate down at the bottom on your knees, or in a seated position, or you can have one weight overhead, alternating right and left. Alternate, make sure your bicep is by your ear, head is through the window. So you don't want to be back here. You would have your shoulder, your wrist over your shoulder, like that. That is your alternating shoulder press. And then you're going to do a bent fly. So stay in a hinge position, squeeze those shoulder blades back, slower on the way back down towards the floor. If the weight can fall to the floor, that's where you want to control the weight and go nice and slow. So you're going to do those 3 movements or 4 rounds through, or at least trying to get 10 reps in a 45-second time frame for each of those movements. That is the first section. The second section is going to be renegade rows, chest fly, and skull crusher. So you can chill on the ground for these 3 movements. Your renegade row is in a plank position. Your shoulders are over your wrist. Your feet are wider than your wrist. Your hands are closer. Your feet are wider. You're pulling the weight back to your hip, squeezing those shoulder blades, pressing into the floor with that opposite hand that's balancing. So you're making more of a tripod triangle shape, so you're not twisting those hips, but keeping that core engaged, pulling those weights back, engaging your back. That's your renegade row. Then you're going to take it to the floor and do a chest fly. So you want to make sure you keep your shoulders over the weights over your shoulders or right at your chest. Slight elbow bend to tap the floor, come back up. So that one is slight elbow bend, open up, nice and controlled, squeeze those weights, squeeze your pec muscles. So the goal is to keep your shoulders down away from your ears as you squeeze up together and touching the weights at the top. So that's your pec fly or chest fly. And then you're gonna stay in this position. You can keep the weights together for a skull crusher. Tap the weight behind your head and straight up, elbows are in, keep those elbows tucked, and straight up. If you can go heavier, you can just do 1 weight, like so, or hold it like this, whichever one is more comfortable. like this, or you can hold it like in a diamond shape behind your head. And if you want to feel more, if you feel like you get more engagement in a seated position, you can sit up for that one. So that is the last portion of the strength movements is going to be skull crusher. So that is, as heavy as you can for 4 rounds, 45 seconds of each movement, and challenge yourself in the weight. The afterburner is going to be 1 movement only. You're going to use 1 weight. It's going to be a unilateral setup. So you're going to imagine you're holding a cup of water. You want to keep your dumbbell over your shoulder and your legs are straight, and you're going to set up to the top and keep that wrist over your shoulder the whole time, nice and slow, 1 vertebrae at a time on the way back down. So you can look at the weight as you go up to the top, and if you need to kickstand that, I'll show you from a different angle. You can go up on your elbow and then up to the top, and then back down, slower on the way down. So the goal is to do 10 each side. So 10 on the left, 10 on the right, nice and controlled on the way back down to the ground. You're going to do that for 3 rounds. So that is your push-pull day. Have fun and challenge yourself in those weights.